The US should join the UK in a blockchain sandbox free of regulatory meddling. This is according to one SEC Commissioner, Hester Peirce, and so in this video we're going to be looking at why she is saying that a safe space for blockchain experimentation could foster better crypto regulations. Today's episode is sponsored by Cake Wallet, where you can send, receive, and even exchange your crypto right from within the wallet. Cake Wallet is open source and non-custodial, so you control your own private keys, available today on iOS, macOS, Android, and Linux. And StealthEX, a privacy-centric crypto exchange which enables you to make crypto-to-crypto exchanges anonymously. Hi everybody, and welcome back again to another episode of Enter Crypto with me, Chris Kenyon. Now in today's video we're going to be talking about a recent statement by one of the SEC's commissioners. This is Hester Peirce. She's a bit of a crypto advocate, and so as always let's just quickly read through the first couple of paragraphs of this article, see what it's about, see what we can learn, and then we'll comment and analyse after. So Hester Peirce, a leading member of the SEC, has signalled her support to a proposed cross-border digital securities sandbox between the US and the UK. In a Wednesday letter, SEC Commissioner Peirce praised the Bank of England and the FCA of the UK for proposing a local digital securities sandbox which would let participating companies to experiment with blockchain in the issuance, trading and settlement of securities. The sandbox was pitched as a testing ground to see whether using distributed ledger technology can boost the efficiency of the traditional banking system, and the Commissioner said it would be available to companies on both sides of the Atlantic. I suggest that, contrary to the proposal, the DSS be open to US domiciled firms, wrote Peirce. She suggested a micro-innovation sandbox where American firms could test digital trading activity under their choice of either US or UK regulations, still subject to general anti-fraud provisions and predetermined monetary and customer ceilings. Now, although Hester Peirce in this article is saying that this is a good thing and she's really happy that the two governments are working together, she's got lots of positive things to say about the UK government and the FCA. There is I just want to talk about some of the things why I think this might not be such a good idea in practice. And that is because an introduction of a cross-border sandbox could actually, in the end, lead to regulatory complexity, because you're going to have firms that are going to have to try to navigate both the US and UK regulations. This could, in effect, create some confusion amongst crypto users regarding which regulations actually apply to their transactions and investments, potentially leading to any inadvertent non-compliance on their part. And don't forget that compliance is actually quite expensive for companies. And so any firms or companies participating in the sandbox would actually need to ensure that they are complying with both US and UK regulations, which will inevitably, obviously, increase operational costs for that company. And if a company is facing increased costs, who's going to be paying for that? It's going to be passed on to crypto users like us in the form of higher fees for trading and transaction services. So it's something to think about there with this. It's not all, fun and games. Another issue that companies may have, or that anybody that interacts with this sandbox, is we may have an inequality in access as well. So US firms, for example, may have more resources. In fact, they probably will have more resources to participate in the sandbox, and that could potentially overshadow UK-based firms. This may limit the opportunities for UK crypto users to actually engage with innovative local startups, and could end up concentrating a lot of the market power in the hands of larger foreign firms. So there's something to think about there. One other thing that it can also do is promote what I call regulatory arbitrage. We've all heard of arbitrage when we talk about trading, but there's actually something known as regulatory arbitrage. And it's basically when a firm that is kind of operating in both jurisdictions can engage basically it can choose the jurisdiction with more lenient regulation for certain activities. So it can kind of pick and choose which rules it wants to follow. Within reason, of course. It can't just obviously do what it wants. Just it's got to choose wisely. But it can give the company an advantage over other companies. And obviously this can end up with a sort of uneven playing field. But for me personally, one of the most worrying parts of all this that nobody talks about, the governments are certainly not going to talk about it. The SEC and the FCA, the UK's regulator, are not going to be talking about this because they don't want people to focus on this. And that is actually that we're going to have cross-border, between the UK and the US, we're going to have cross-border data sharing and other sort of compliance requirements. They're going to call it AML and KYC. This should, or it will for me anyway, raise privacy concerns for UK users, and the handling and protection of personal and financial data under different regulatory regimes poses risks in and of itself to our privacy. We don't know what the US government can do with our information. They're a very, very big government, and also you don't know if this is just the first of many agreements. We could end up having to share our information with other countries that we might not personally want our information sharing with, and they may not have a good reputation of looking after private information. So that's a real worry. And so an interesting article there, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on that notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any future updates. And I'll talk to you all tomorrow. See ya.